God, in his glory and beauty, wants you free from porn. Wait for it. Not so that you can go evangelize, not so that you can become a prayer warrior, not so that you can go tell your friends, not so that you can broadcast it online to your church or on your social media, not so that you can start a prayer movement, not so that you could lead more people to him, not for any other reason than so that you would be free. It's for freedom's sake.
You like this, you like me and Daddy's arms with microphones. You like being a worker. You're made for the camera. Both my boys are.
Hey, this video you are about to watch is a part of a series where I show you how to quit porn the right way. So do yourself a favor, binge on all of this content, all the videos that you possibly can, because who knows, maybe if the value and the trust is built together over this journey, you'll want to jump into a community that I call Fit for Family. Or maybe you think these videos suck, and that's also fair too. But nonetheless, there's only one way for us to find out. So enough of me, let's get back to serving you and let's get back to the video. I want to drop another truth bomb into your life right now, because having a healthier, better, more restorative view of our Heavenly Father is everything, man. I think that the only reason why you and I sin is because we don't know who we are, is because we have forgotten who God says we are, not just in theology, not just in theory, not just in concept, but I'm talking about here, man, where it matters most, inside of our hearts. The only reason why you and I would ever sin is because we have lost sight of our identity inside of him. And I believe wholeheartedly that that's the reason why Jesus could walk sinlessly, blamelessly, without any fault or flaw within his life, is because he always knew who he was in context of his relationship with his Heavenly Father. It's the most important relationship you and I will ever have. And so what I want to do is just unpack for a brief moment with you the heart of God surrounding why he wants you porn free. Because a lot of times I'll hear people say, you know, God, if you would just take this from me, then I'll really live for your name. God, if you take this from me, I'll broadcast it to all of the people that I know or my church or on my social media, and I'll really live all out for you. I know for myself that I felt like I tried to barter with God. I tried to bribe God, and I try to say things like, hey, God, if you take this thing from me, and then there's nothing that's going to stop me from doing da-da-da-da-da. Now, of course, it's a misconception that God is just waiting on his own to take this from you. He's waiting for you to yield and give it up. And one thing that we need to yield and give up is our poor beliefs about who he is. Now, where we got them from, how we acquired those, why we don't have a correct view of the Father is for another time. But what I do want to share with you is his heart for why he wants you porn free. Galatians 5:1 is clear, man. It says, for freedom's sake, God has set you free. Christ has set you free. It's for freedom's sake. And so that right there is kind of the pinnacle, the peak on where I want to hit home with you for right now in a minute, is that God, in his glory and beauty, wants you free from porn. Wait for it. Not so that you can go evangelize, not so that you can become a prayer warrior, not so that you can go tell your friends, not so that you can broadcast it online to your church or on your social media, not so that you can start a prayer movement, not so that you could lead more people to him, not for any other reason than so that you would be free. It's for freedom's sake. For freedom's sake, not for an evangelistic point of view. And again, what I'm trying to do right now is not say that those things are bad or those things are wrong, but oftentimes in my walk with God and for the people that I've met with is that we have a very strings attached type of walk and relationship to our Father, where we do a tit for tat. You do this for me, I'll do this for you. And God's simply saying, I'm going to do this for you regardless of what you want to do, regardless of who you say you're going to be. I'm setting you free, not so that you love me back, not so that you choose me in return. I want to set you free so that you can just be free. Do you notice that? That right there is what pure love is. That right there is what unconditional love is he's saying, hey, I'm going to set you free. I want you to walk in fullness. I want you to be porn free. So not for any other reason, not so you love me back, so you glorify me, so you exalt me, so that you do any of these things. I'm actually just doing it so that you can be my son, my child, my daughter, and walk in the freedom that I want you to carry. That's it. It's no strings attached kind of love. It's not because he wants something from you or needs something from you, or he thinks once you do it, then you can finally do X, Y, Z. That's all stuff to inflate and feed our ego, our pride, our sense of accomplishment, which again, isn't a terrible or absolutely bad thing. But when you strip it all back, I didn't understand that I was actually dealing with a father. I thought I was just dealing with a lord or a king and a ruler, which he is. But at the core of it, God is also love, and he is a father. And a father, for me with my kids, I got 3 kids, that if I wanted them to walk in something, I better hope that my heart is in alignment with the Father's and saying it's for no strings attached. It's not because I need you to do something for me, to be something for me. It's actually like, I just want the best for you. Whatever you choose to do with it. Isn't that the nature of a gift? Is that there's a breaking of attachment, that there's no strings attached, that there's no angles? Because oftentimes we do things. We live in a world where it's like, I'll do this for you, and then we do that. And then a couple weeks later, it'd be like, hey, can you do this for me? No, I can't. Well, like, hey, well, and then we'll remind them, but I did this for you, though, or I forgave you of that, or I didn't tell anybody about that thing you did, and then it becomes manipulation. And that's exactly why God doesn't have any of those things within him. He's not telling you, you do this so you can do this. He's saying, I'm setting you free because I want you free, 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 because that's the way that I am. And I want you to know, God's saying this, is that in my relationship with you, I don't want you to feel manipulated to do something, to be somebody, or to be something. I want you to just be my child. I want you to be my son, my daughter. And I think that right there is the type of love that's going to create a transformation that, watch this, makes us want to go do, makes us want to go be, makes us want to go walk out our identity, our calling, our destiny, our greatness, our commission with the Heavenly Father over and over and over again. Because once we see that you have permission, it's like there's no strings attached and you don't have to do something, then you get to do something. You get to become it. You know, I'm not making the series for you because I feel like I have to. It's because I feel a heavenly burden of like, I want to, I get to. There's so much confusion in and around how to break free from porn and break free from these shackles that it feels to me like, God, you've set me free. And there was no strings attached. So I want to come here and do a similar thing in my own way with the Lord that I feel convicted on of, I want to do this and have no strings attached because I want you to just walk fully free. And I want you to be able to have a more restorative view of God in your walk with him and his heart for you. So I know that in a day, in an age, in a world, maybe in a family you grew up in where things were measured and weighed, God doesn't view it that way. He says, I'm going to love you. And then you don't have to love me back, and I'll still love you, and I'm going to love you, and I'm going to love you, and love you, and love you, and choose you over and over and over again, because that's exactly what he's like. So I hope this lifts your heart. I hope this encourages you. I hope this can maybe settle any areas in your life where you felt like you had to be porn-free for a certain reason, for a specific purpose, and that you could really just see the pure, loving heart of God that has no strings attached, no manipulation, no agenda, and says, hey, I just want you whole. It's for freedom's sake, Galatians 5:1, that Christ has set us free, so that you at the end of the day could walk, live, breathe, and exist in a world of freedom with your Heavenly Father. I love you, man. I believe in you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hey, real quick, if you like that video that you just saw, or if you want to see even better videos than this in a series that I made called Annihilate Porn to help guys or girls like you quit porn, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't forget any alerts, comment, like, all that jazz, and more importantly, check out the next video that's going to take you even further on the journey from where you are to where you want to be. I love you tons. I'll catch you in the next one.